Story of power politics and taxes, a row that appears to put President William Ruto and his predecessor, former President Uhuru Kenyatta, on a collision course and revolves around some contentious amendments to the Estate Duty Act. Now, amendments which elaborately exempted the first and second presidents from paying the regular tax. And now, whether for taxes or politics, Nandi Senator Samson Cherargei has written to the clerk of the Senate seeking to amend the old statute that exempted former presidents Jomo Kenyatta and Daniel Arap Moi from paying a special tax on the passing of inheritance to their families. Now, the estate duty tax, which is as old as the Republic, was amended 2 times during the reigns of the 2 presidents to remove them from the list of taxation of their estates. Our very own Sam Gitugu begins our broadcast tonight with a visit to the contentious pages of both the Kenyan law and Kenyan history.
At the birth of the nation in 1963, the Kenyan Parliament got busy writing or amending laws to manage the affairs of the newborn country. One of the crucial laws enacted was the Estate Duty Act, Cap 483, which was signed into law by the founding father Jomo Kenyatta on the 7th of August 1963. Section 7 of the Act imposes the estate duty, stating, whenever any person dies, a tax known as estate duty shall be levied and paid on all property on which the deceased person was at the time of his death competent to dispose. An estate duty shall be levied and paid on all property in which the deceased or any other person had an interest seizing upon the death of the deceased, and on all property which immediately before the death was held for the use or enjoyment of 2 or more persons of whom the deceased was one. For 6 years, the law was applicable to every Kenyan upon their death. But there was something curious about the amendments signed into law by the founding president. It was Wednesday, the 25th of June, the president signed into law a miscellaneous amendment act. Among the many amendments was on Section 7 of the Estate Duty Act, introducing a new provision that the imposition of estate duty shall not apply to His Excellency Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, first President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Republic of Kenya. End of quote. Jomo Kenyatta died 9 years and 2 months later, heralding the reign of the second President Daniel Moi. 3 years into the term of the second President Daniel Moi, Parliament enacted another miscellaneous amendments bill signed into law by President Moi on the 5th of November that year. It became effective a week later. The law amended Jomo Kenyatta's clause, deleting the words First President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Republic of Kenya to read, quote, the section shall not apply to His Excellency Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, nor to His Excellency Daniel Arap Moi, end of quote. Daniel Moi died in February 2020. At both times of amendments, Charles Mugane Jonjo served in the Justice Department as Attorney General in 1969 and as the Minister of Justice in 1981. James Karugu succeeded Jonjo as Attorney General and was in 1981 replaced by Joseph Kamere under President Moi. Nandi Senator Samson Cherargei now wants the section amended to delete the exemption of the first 2 presidents and instead state that the section shall not apply to the disabled, minorities and marginalized as provided by the relevant law. According to Article 210 of the Constitution, Sub-Article 3, no law may exclude or authorize the exclusion of a state officer from payment of tax by reason of the office held by that state officer or the nature of the work of the state officer. Sam